Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our board member of March 25th. Please stand, and Mr. Clement will lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a fun night for a change. We're excited. Okay, we need approval of the minutes of the February 18th meeting, please.
I'll make a motion.
I'll support the motion. DeFelice?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Comments from Board of Education members, Superintendent, and Central Ad. We will start with Mr. Hartney, sorry.
It's okay. I missed the last meeting. I can understand how easily you'd forget about me.
You're forgiven.
About time.
You're forgiven.
Just welcome, everyone. Nice to see a full house. Thank you.
There's something fun, huh?
Yes.
Mr. Scott. Mr. Francisconi?
Just like the, yeah, got me right. You can last. Instead of, I won't have to say ditto, I'd like to congratulate everybody ahead of time for the years of service. Thank you for, and hope you have many more.
Ms. Green?
I'd like to say congratulations to everybody, and I mean, it is wonderful to see so many faces that's been around about as long as I have.
Mr. Swinowski?
Nothing at this time.
Mr. DeFelice?
I would just like to thank everybody for the turnout and also the dedication that you put towards our school system. Me and my family personally are grateful for that. And also, I just wanted to say that we had the Realtor Luncheon on Friday, and I thought it was a good, positive move on our part to have that luncheon. Thank you.
Mr. Clement?
Congratulations to all of you that are out there, and thank you to the family members that are sharing your significant people with us. As Miss Janae said, this is a very, very nice night, and it's small, very small way of us saying thank you to all that you do for the young people of Roseville.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Nothing.
Ms. Basil? Mr. Denning?
Oh, thank you.
And Mr. Steeland?
Nothing, thank you.
I was told we have 83 people tonight, but they're not all here, obviously, but we're glad we could give some kind of recognition to everybody. Next is our first public hearing. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard? We asked if you keep your comments to about 3 minutes. And there'll be another public hearing at the end of the meeting if you choose. Anyone from the public wish to be heard? Public hearing is closed. Next is the accolades for service, years of service, and I'm going to turn it over, I think, to Mr. Lafleur and Ms. Basil. I understand? Yeah.
If anything would like a seat, there are seats in the front. You know, this is not like church, you know. Don't make me talk.
The rest of the board, if you'll come down with us and stand on the other side too, I know you want to congratulate everybody as well.
Well, they're moving down because some of them are older than others. What we're going to do to try to keep this dignified but moving, we're going to call people up by a building. We have the building principal come up here, introduce the people. We have a gift for you in the front. Shake some hands, and then you can go home. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the administration building. So, Becky, if you... Is there anybody, if anybody is from the administration building, could you line up over there? So she kind of gets an idea. We'll do that with each year, so they kind of get an idea about who's here.
If we forget to mention, please, after you get your award, please introduce your family that's with you tonight.
This is my building.
Okay. Hello. I think that those from the staff of this building who were able to be here tonight are here. And I'd like to start with Donna Berg. She was so thrilled that we might be doing this in alphabetical order. Coincidentally, the two folks from the ad building that we're talking about tonight, or you're meeting tonight, don't dance, Donna, have more than worked here. They've actually been in the Roseville schools from the very beginning, because they were students here initially, and have broadened their success to work for their school success to be now successful employees with us, and we're very thrilled to have them. And Donna has worked in this building, or in the administration building in its whatever form it was in, for her whole career with us. She's currently the secretary to, take a deep breath, the assistant superintendent for instruction. Picture that being your day. And and she also has taken on a very special project in the recent past. She's the coordinator in the district for our homeless program. And with great compassion and great care, she services that part of our population. We're very proud of you, Donna. Congratulations. Actually, here's the plan, guys. If you come up this way, and then you can walk out. Lynn, model for everyone, Lynn. And then you can go here if you want.
I don't need that. I only want to thank the board for hiring me when I was 5 years old. Thank you. I would like to introduce my great boss. I didn't bring anybody with me. Thank you, everybody.
Another person who has spent her life in Roseville, and we're very pleased that she chose to do that, is Lynn Stannard. Lynn started here in kindergarten. Word of honor, she did. She can show you her classroom at Huron Park. And she has worked her way to the position of assistant superintendent for business, obviously one of the more responsible jobs for all of us here. She tries to keep the dollars lined up appropriately. And one of the interesting things about Lynn's story is that she has now enrolled her daughter. Actually, she enrolled her, it's going to be the end of her 5th year, in our schools. And Abby, if you were at the last board meeting, you know how well she's doing. And I'm picturing a few years down the road that Abby will be here getting her acknowledgement for years of service in the district. So, Lynn.
No, I can say it's wonderful. This is home.
And the other person who we're going to claim as our own tonight, with her 25 years in the district completed, is our board president, Teresa Janae. Teresa also started in a different role. She was a mom, PTO mom, when she first developed her interest in the school district, and she has been working on our board for 25 years. And in addition to that, she has spent 22 years as the sole female member of the MISD Board of Education. So here's Teresa. You all know her.
I certainly don't believe it's 25, because I said I was only going to do it 2 terms. It goes on yet. I have a son back there that made me start this to begin with when he was in school. My husband of 42 years next month, and that's probably why our marriage has lasted so long, because we never home. And my sister Diane, my little event, I've done everything to her. So everybody, it's just been a great family. We've been through a lot together, and it looks like we're going to do a lot more. So thanks.
We've had a few people who have already called to say they couldn't be here tonight. And some of them are from Dort, so that could explain. And so, Mr. Felker, do you want to introduce your staff person, and then I will take care of the other one?
This is Robin Gaywell. She has been a lunchroom supervisor in our district for 10 years now. And before that, I knew her as, when I was teaching 4th grade, I had her daughter in my classroom, so she's been around for quite a while in the district. She's one of those people that in a thankless job, the kids thank her. So she does a wonderful job with the kids. They really do love her, and it shows that she loves them as well. So thank you very much.
And the other Dort staff person we're going to honor today is... I'm sorry.
Mark and my daughter Esther.
I'd like to introduce another Dordt staff member who's going to be recognized tonight for 15 years of service. Chuck started out with us as a teacher. In fact, he's one of those rare individuals who's a gentleman who taught kindergarten for a number of years, which was kind of fun to watch, and he did an excellent job. And has been a principal for quite a while now, the last many years as the principal at Dordt School.
While I was doing kindergarten, I was principal too.
Yeah, we had
At
one of
the
those
same time.
split assignments, and
That was an
you were at
interesting job.
Dordt, Pierce, Arbor,
And Easton.
and Eastland.
That'll be the career, yeah. Been
Well,
a while.
congratulations.
See a lot of familiar faces.
Go say hello to Teresa, introduce anybody you want.
My wife is here, she's in the back, and my two sons now. They have to look up early, we have to be here. Thank you very much. I just have to say thank you to the board and to the district. And my family, I think they can everybody hear me?
He's yelling
Yeah.
at me, so.
Oh, Joe can't hear me.
Yeah, that's-
Oh, he's the important guy. My family has grown up in Roseville. The boys have always known, my wife is also a teacher in the district, and all they've ever known is us working here and the family and friends that we have, so thank you very much.
We have a very dedicated staff, like all the schools do here. Miss Tammy, can you come up first? This is Miss Tammy. She has 10 years of service. She is our everything when it comes to food. Really, she does a great job in the kitchen. She knows kids by name. She saved a kid how many years ago? I'm serious, she did. 4 years ago, we had a student that was choking, and she was notified and came up from behind the counter and went and gave the Heimlich maneuver and saved his life, and she was recognized at the board at that time. We'll never forget that. And we watch all the children as they chew all their food, and actually, I think we really like the food that we have now, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass this over. You want to talk about who's here? Who brought you? Who did you bring?
My husband, Joe.
Over there. He's over there? Where, Joe, where are you? Oh, there he is. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Miss Boyke. You ready? Miss Boyke is our lit coach. She's been here for a number of years. She recently got married. She smiles all the time, and I always feel very short standing next to her. But she's a really great person. She's all about kids, and everyone knows her and loves talking to her. She runs our Title I program, does a really nice job. So this is Miss Boyke with 15 years of service.
Thank you. My family's out doing their stuff, so I brought myself. But thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Boyke. Margaret McGuire, come on up. Miss McGuire is 15 years of service, and we've had the time to work together at Patton and at Fountain, third grade. It's a great job. She is the best person when it comes to working with our city officials and anyone outside of our community, and many of you know her in that capacity already, so I'm going to turn this over to Margaret, and she can tell you all about what she does.
Oh, well, hopefully I do a good job educating students in Roseville, but I want to still say thank you to the board. I appreciate having been offered the job, and 15 years later, they've gone by very quickly. I still enjoy my job. I have many friends and colleagues here, former teachers, classmates, among others, and so I live and work in Roseville, and I truly enjoy the experience, so thank you again.
Thank you. Congratulations. Mrs. Lipinski-Kessick, we call her Mrs. Kessick. Mrs. Kristen Kessick, she's our second grade teacher at Fountain Elementary. She does an awesome job. Every morning I take a walk down to see how she's doing and see what the kids are all about. And the master reading, she's got it down pat. She's got the best kids, but we appreciate everything you've done for us in your 20 years of service. Congratulations. Tell them what you do.
I just wanted to thank my husband and my 3 daughters that are here, and many friends that I see out here, and colleagues and stuff, and parents and PTO and stuff. So thank you again, and thank you, Board of Education. Appreciate it.
Did you bring anybody?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
My husband Mark and my 3 daughters, Caitlin, Sydney, and Jillian.
Oh, yeah. There you are. Okay. Thank you so much. Mrs. Hartzig, come on up. I always love when I first met you because you signed your name Hart with a shape of a heart and a sig, and that's how she taught the children her name. And so I know she's our kindergarten teacher this year. She made the move going down. She was first grade, now she's down in kindergarten. I hope you love every minute. I think you do when I see you with the kids. But 25 years, I know you've done a lot of different things, but you're awesome. You really are. And our parents love you, and the kids love you, and she can just calm everybody down. She really can. So let us, tell them what you do.
Thank you. Thank you to our PTO, too, for always coming and supporting us, and our school board. Thank you very much for 25 years, and lots of colleagues and friends that I've met over the years. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Ellison, Marilyn Ellison, master teacher, 6th grade. I can't do anything without her. I'm always running down the hall, letting you know. But the best thing is when she does science and she does chemistry lessons. Be the chemist. Today they were doing that's tomorrow. But she's always doing something. 30 years of teaching, you can never quit. I'm telling you right now, never retire because everyone looks towards you, and especially in every content area, and we appreciate that. So the kids know you love them, so that's the most important thing. So
I'd like to recognize my husband, Don, and I was just mentioning to Mike Lefevre here that it wasn't too long ago that I used to be the 6th person from the bottom of the list, and now I am the 6th person from the top of the list. But it has been amazing. I really do enjoy what I'm still doing, and it's not only a career, it's a passion of mine, and I still make a difference. Thank you, school board. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, PTO. Thank you, friends and colleagues. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we've got a couple of people here that are being honored. For 15 years, we got Miss Jeannie Williams. Come on out. Jeannie's been in the district 15 years. I've had the pleasure of working with her for 12 of those. She was a 6th grade teacher, did a phenomenal job, went down to 4th grade and does an even better job. Hands-on science. Today we did some stuff with crabs. It was really cool. Wind-up crabs. These kids couldn't get enough of it. And tomorrow they got, virtual field trip with it and all that. So the kids love her, the parents love her, and I love her. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dan. And I want to say thank you very much. It's hard to believe that 15 years have even passed. I still remember sitting down and going through the big interview and the nerves of going through that and then having to ask for the job and then being sent outside to write a little writing sample and waiting with sweaty palms to see if it would get accepted. And now it's 15 years later. It's unbelievable. But I want to thank you, and I really do love teaching in Roseville and all that means. Thank you.
Write him a letter.
Mary Squara, she's got 15 years. She's Miss Williams' teaching partner. Mary's been coming down the ranks. She was in the middle school, then 6th grade, and now 4th grade. Same thing, the kids love her. We had an after-school program that Miss Williams started, and she had a crafts class that she taught. It was kind of fun to see. They were doing all kinds of like scrapbooking and I think needlepoint stuff. And there were boys that were just having a great time. They love her class. She's got one of the toughest classes we've had in a long time, and her and the boys are getting along well. So we really appreciate all the work she does there and how well she's doing with our kids. And we love having her. So Mary Square for 15 years.
I want to thank everybody, and it's been awesome 15 years. I started out at the junior high, and that was fantastic impact. I see Mr. Schumer here and a few of the colleagues, Mr. Crow back there, my other principal that was there. We had an awesome time in the 10 years I was up there, and then I decided, well, it was time to come down to the little kids. So I ended up down in elementary, and I really loved it there too. And as Jeannie said, Roseville's a great community to work with. Everybody always wants to work together, and it's an awesome place. Thank you. I want to thank the board and everybody that has helped me through the years. Thank you.
This is Beth Fowler. She teaches the ECSE, which is short for Early Childhood Special Education Kids. She teaches now down to 2.5-year-olds. In fact, we had a fire drill the other day because of one, didn't we? I've known Beth for 25 years, and I've seen her teach these little guys, and it's amazing what she does with them. Back in the early 90s, Beth was Special Ed Teacher of the Year for Macomb County. This year she was, for Oakland County, was Teacher of the Month. So she just continues to keep getting better, and they keep giving her stuff, and she just falls with it and goes with it and has a great time with these little guys. It's great to see. I've known Marilyn Ellison for a long time, and she's was on this bottom of the page up to like number 6. Well, Beth, I think, is number 2. On the list. So Beth's been a while, and it's great to have her and the kids. You got to come. You want to have some fun watching her walk down the hallway with her kids and talking about there's shapes and colors all up and down the hallway at different places and heights, and they like to walk down and tell you there's the diamond there and that, and walk over to squares and stuff. And it's a hoot to watch these little guys because they can barely walk. I mean, most of them aren't diaper trained, potty trained either. So Beth's been here 35 years. Congratulations, Beth.
Thank you. Al White hired me. If anybody knows then how old I am, you can figure it out by that comment. Over the phone, no interview, sight unseen. Yeah, things were different back then, but I have loved every year in Roseville. It's challenging. It's probably the hardest, best, most rewarding job anybody could ever have. And thank you to our school board for everything you do for us to support us as teachers here. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Andrea Glenn, the principal at Steeland Elementary, and I'm filling in for the Kaiser principal who could not be here this evening. So we'll start with Terry Simantz from Kaiser. Terry teaches 4th grade at Kaiser, and I worked with Terry for 1 year, so it was a privilege to work with her. And one thing about Terry is that she really knew her families that she was working with, so coming into a new building and having her as a resource was wonderful because she really took the time to get to know her families and to really form a relationship with them. So that was a wonderful benefit for me coming in, working with her. And also she's been real instrumental with the after-school program that she started at Kaiser and has now spread throughout the district, and she has shared her successes with the other schools, and most have implemented as a result of her direction. So thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
My family wasn't able to be here this evening, but I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and it's just wonderful to be able to get up and do everything that you love to do. You're so far for 15 years, so thank you very much.
Okay, now we'll start with some Steenland faces. This is Mary Lou Orris, who's here tonight. And Mary Lou has a very unique position. She works in a very challenging special education setting. And you would never know if she's having a rough day, because no matter what situation's happening or what's going on, she greets everyone with a good morning or a good afternoon. And she's like that with the students as well as the staff. So we appreciate her positive outlook that she always has. Thank you.
Tonight I brought my husband Jim and my son Jeff and his wife Lori and my 2 grandkids Autumn and Joshua.
Next we have Charmaine Greenhouse, who is currently a teacher consultant at Steenland Elementary, and she worked at Kaiser and probably a few other schools, and since I was about 2 when she was hired, I can't give you all the history on that. She gave me permission. She said I could say that earlier today. Charmaine is just a breath of fresh air at school. There's no challenge that's overwhelming for her. She just takes everything on and makes the best of it and plugs along. And she's always a smiling face. The kids enjoy being with her. The staff does. She's just a real positive person to have on board. And we keep telling her that. Don't even think about it. She can't go anywhere yet. Thank you.
I'd just like to, first of all, thank the Board of Education for taking this time to set aside some time in their schedule to honor my colleagues and myself. That's one of the things about Roseville. It is a family. It's not just a place to attend, it's a place to belong. And I've been very, very privileged to be a part of the school district for so many years. And I just want to thank everyone who I have worked with, which is quite a few of you at this point. And thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, 30 years, 35 years. I'm sorry, my beautiful daughter gave me to work that
Next, we have Janet Shashakli from Steenland, and she currently teaches the upper multi-age program, which consists of 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students. And she is the Elementary Teacher of the Year, so congratulations on that. Janet truly embraces the family approach. The kids in her classroom generally stay with her for 3 years. They start in 4th grade and they continue on up through 6th grade. And it definitely is a family atmosphere because of the atmosphere that she creates. The kids feel like it's their home. They feel like she's their mom away from home, and she just does a really good job. And with that approach, the kids have so much respect for her. So we really appreciate how she's built the program.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure for 15 years. I'm so happy that I was given the opportunity 15 years ago to be an employee here. And unfortunately, now most of the students call me Grandma. But anyway, it's been a pleasure. And I truly love what I do, and I'm so blessed that you gave me the responsibility of the program. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andy.
Oh, yeah, I should get a little bit. Well, he not only brings crickets to the visitor every week, he loves to brings, she's beneficial as a bunch of little bit, but he brings all, but I wrote to the Next, we have Kim Aslani from Steenland, and she's a 5th grade teacher. She's been there since Steenland opened, and she has the benefit of having a job share position, so she always looks a little more rested than the rest of us. So she has the advantage of staying home with her children on a part-time basis, and then giving us the advantage of working with our kids in the 5th grade. So thank you.
They always know when I'm coming in because they'll be like, oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, okay. We didn't know you're coming on Wednesday. But I want to thank the board, and my children are home with their father because they're sick, and my best friend came with me today. So thank you.
Next, we have Kelly Berger from Steenland. She taught at Alumni for many years and then moved on to Patton, and now we have the advantage of having her at Steenland. She is assuming a role of a full-time teacher in charge, so she's taken on some new interesting projects this year, right, Mrs. Berger? Oh, yeah. We are truly lucky to have Kelly in our building. She is very organized and on top of everything, and she has a great knowledge of language arts curriculum, so she's been really, really helpful with the new reading mastery and corrective reading program. Thank you.
Thank you. I did not bring any family, but I've run into many friends that I've made over the years. So it's been nice to get reacquainted and visit with people that I haven't seen for a while. And I just want to thank everybody, and especially the board and the principals that I've worked under. I've had a wonderful 20 years and hopefully several more to come.
Well, I have a wonderful team at Comment, and I'm going to start us off with probably, oh no, we're going to start off probably with the hardest working lady in the building. To us, she doesn't get paid near enough. Mrs. Ayub has been in our lunchroom for a number of years at other buildings as well as Comment since it's opened. And I'm telling you, she is probably the most loved parent that works in the building. She spends so much time with the kids, getting to know them. Was a former teacher in Syria, Jordan. And Mrs. Ayub, if I have a student of a foreign language that we cannot figure out how to communicate with, we can always call Mrs. Ayub, and she is always there and spends hours working with them beyond her regular shift without pay, just tutoring our bilingual kids. And she's done that for a number of years. So she's not just a lunchroom supervisor, she's a part of the staff that does a tremendous job, and we can't say thank you enough. Thank you.
Hi, I'm sorry I don't have anybody, but I have all these friends, all this family. Every time I feel Roseville, my family, my country, my city, everything. From 20 years, when I start my kids, I have 3 kids graduation from Roseville School and now in the college. Thank you for the board. Thank you for Mr. Johnson. Thank you for all the teachers who's in my school. I love everybody in Roseville, in my school, and all my kids in the school. I feel like I'm mom, I'm sister, I'm a brother, everything for everyone. I want to thank you very much. Thank you.
Next, we have Mrs. Sikorsky. Laura Sikorsky is my teacher consultant. Come on up. Don't be afraid. She is an amazing individual. I had to share compare her last year with Mr. Whiteman, and we had to wrestle for her, and I won. So I was privileged enough that, being a short guy, I got him in a short grip. And but Laura has just been a tremendous asset to us. She's always there, willing to step in and to help whenever needed. And whenever a child is just struggling, even if they're not in the special ed population, she says, "Come on, I'll work with you." And so we have a lot to be thankful for with her. So thank you.
I just want to thank everyone, especially the school board. My family is not here tonight, but I'm here with some of my very good friends. We all started 15 years ago at Huron Park, and although we're spread all over the district now, it's been a wonderful career, and I've made some really good friends, and I truly enjoy what I do, so thank you.
Next, we have Marcia Vaitovich. And Marcia has been my literacy coach ever since Comment opened. And what a tremendous job she has done. She's not one of those people that is just a lit coach and does just literature things. Again, she's much like a team player. She will do whatever it takes to help any of our students. She will work with them in their classrooms. She has handled this reading mastery stuff just amazingly well, and is always there to help out whenever needed in the office or just whatever is going on. And I'm so grateful to have her in our building, and I know everybody loves her. And the programs that she puts on, our Reading Month is just outstanding. We can't do it without these folks, so thank you.
I just want to say thank you to all the administration for 15 great years, and I brought my family, I brought my husband Robert, and my daughter Kendall. Thank you.
Next is Melissa Rogers. Melissa is one of my kindergarten teachers, and Melissa and I have a different relationship because Melissa has taught my kids. So I've known her as a teacher and now as a colleague, and both experiences have just been wonderful. And I tell you, being a principal of a building of our size, sometimes you just have to get away from the craziness to go into the craziness. And so I go down to kindergarten. And you never know what's going to happen in Mrs. Rogers' room, but it's always something exciting. So the kids are always engaged, and it is just a fun experience. And from day one, she connects with her kids and her families. And that's one of the greatest assets that she offers us, is the connection and the effort she puts into her work with her kids. It's not just a job, it's something that she truly cares about. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank the board and administration. I wanted to say I worked in a lot of districts, but being here for 10 years really means a lot to me. I truly, truly love working for Roseville. It is a family here for me, and I can't imagine working anywhere else. I truly can't. I see a lot of friends here, and I'm really glad to see everybody here. And I brought my husband and my sister-in-law and my 2 young children, my son Nicholas and my 11-month-old Timothy, so I'm really blessed to be here. Thank you.
Next, I have Ian Jealous. And Ian came to our building after he taught at Alumni. And Ian is in my 5th grade classroom. And what I love about Ian is you can never get him worked up. He is the most amazingly patient and kind teacher I have ever met. And he truly engages with his students. He will oftentimes bring in his guitar and just play them music while they work. He is very dedicated to his craft. And so, Ian, we thank you for your service.
I came into teaching after almost 15 years in retail management, so it was a very frightening experience for me when I first came. And I came as a mid-year hire, as a mid-year replacement. So I was nervous when I came in. And I just want to say thank you to the administration, to all the people that I've worked with that really made that first year and all the years after that very comfortable for me. Thank you.
Next is Alexis Van Dam. Mrs. Van Dam, I had to thumb wrestle Mrs. Glenn for. And I'm thankful to say I won. Finally, after I had both of her daughters over at Kaiser when I was principal over there, and I love her mom coming in and working in our lunchroom. It is a tremendous plus to have Mrs. Van Dam in our building this year. She has come in and taken part, and you would think she's been there for quite a while. She fits right in, she connects with our first graders, and just does a tremendous job, and I can't be happier to say that I have you.
Thank you to Wayne and the administrators and to the board. I truly enjoy my job every day. I'm glad that my husband Paul is here, my mom Nancy, my daughter Autumn, and my daughter Megan. Thank you, everybody. I see a lot of friends and family out there. Thank you for everything.
Lastly, from my building is Craig Williams. I wrestled no one to get him. I'm willing to wrestle anyone to give him to you. No, I'm just kidding. If the board wonders why I do some of the things I do, when I was hired in at Huron Park, he was my mentor. So that should explain a lot right there. Craig and I have taught together for many years at Huron Park, and then I moved over to Patton, and then from Patton went to the dark side, and he stayed in the light. But one of the things that I am so fortunate to have is in our time period, we're not only friends, but we're great colleagues, because Craig is a leader who steps up and is not willing to budge. When we say we have to do something to get it done, he's there. And he says, let's get it done. And when we don't know how to figure it out to get it done, he will sit and brainstorm with you to figure it out. He's a great leader. He's a tremendous asset, and probably has some of the most students who have graduated college that come back to our building to look at him as a fourth grade teacher to say thank you. So thank you, Craig, for all your years.
Well, I'd like to start it out with the way I was taught to thank the most important people, which are the secretaries and the custodians, and then move on to the board. Miss Janae and I came in together. Mr. Scott and I were roommates together in McCall back before we were working on technology. That was a pretty moment. I work with Mr. DeFelice's wife. Mrs. Green, I taught her grandchildren at Huron Park many moons ago. And Mr. Command, I wore my baseball tie to kick off the season because we're both huge fans. I started at Huron Park 25 years ago with a 1-2 split, and I was the only male teacher until we got Wayne. And so we had 1.5. So then I had to move on. So I moved on to Pierce Elementary, which was the hidden gem of Roseville. I still believe it. I knew every family there, every kid there. Everybody knew everybody. It was a gem. We hit our class sizes of 17 and didn't let anybody know about it. And we moved on to Comet. So I've been blessed to work with principals Roberta Fonte, Dr. Inke, Chuck Felker. Actually, Martha Okray was my principal at one point in time. Sean Whiteman, and of course, Mr. Johnson. So I give their leadership a big round of applause. They couldn't have done it without them. And a lot of them had to go for bat a couple times, but we made it through. I started out as a 1-2, and I moved to 4th grade. I've been there for 24 years, so I can honestly say I'm not smarter than a 5th grader. It's not happening. I'll probably end up there. I really love the grade. It's that middle ground, and we have a lot of fun. We try to do things that are fun. My wife is probably sleeping because she was hired as an aide in the lower CI room. So if you've ever been there, you'll know why she's sleeping. My boys are firing up the TV for the Red Wing game tonight, so they couldn't be here. But I appreciate all my years here in Roseville and the many more that my wife's making me work. So all the people out here, thank you very much. It's been a great ride, and I hope to continue it and have a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
I want to introduce to you a lady that works for me at Patton School. I've known her for 4 years of the 15 years she's worked for the district. This is Mrs. Amy Sarah. She's our literacy coach at Patton School. She's our Title I co-chair. She's our school improvement team chair as well. She's also our co-teacher in charge. She does a million things in the building. The staff love her. The kids love her, and of course, me as an administrator, I appreciate and love her as much as everyone else. So, I want to congratulate you on 15 great years and everything, and I'm going to turn this microphone over to you so you can introduce some family over here in the back.
Thank you. I can't believe it's been 15 years. I've met some of my bestest friends in the whole world. The first year of teaching 15 years ago, and we're all here together tonight. I want to introduce my girls. Claire, she's a 5th grader. I have a feeling one day she will be a 3rd generation Bjork here. And my daughter Madeline, she's a 3rd grader this year. And thank you so much. Every day I thank my lucky stars for working here. I appreciate it.
Good evening. My name is Paul Schumer, and I see the hooks already coming out. They've asked me to keep my remarks to under an hour. So, I have a fantastic staff at Eastland, and I'm going to start off with Brenda Baker. And Brenda is a extremely energetic social studies teacher. She's also my school improvement chair, and she's really magical with the kids. They absolutely love her. She's got a great sense of humor, a lot of patience, but gets a lot of learning done. So Brenda, why don't you come on and introduce who you have with you?
Thanks. I have my husband, Doug, and my 2 kids in the back, Olivia and Ben. I am a product of Roseville Community Schools. I was a Huron Park Hornet, Roseville Middle School, and Roseville High. So it was my dream to work in Roseville, and 10 years ago you guys made that dream come true, so I thank you very much.
Let's see, next we have Christy Wojcik, and Christy's been with us, this is your 2nd year, correct, or 3rd? 3rd year, and she works with our special needs students, and Christy continues just to get better and better. She came to us from the elementary, and which is quite a transition, and she is also a specialist in English, so that really helps out as far as the curriculum goes. But she's always willing to step up, do whatever we ask of her, and being a school improvement grant school, the demands and requirements are pretty. We set a pretty high bar, so very, very pleased to have her with us. Congratulations, Chris.
I just wanted to thank everyone for helping me along the way through these 10 years. I started at Arbor, and then I went to Alumni, and now I'm at the middle school. And actually, I enjoy working at the middle school because I don't have to bend down so far to see the kids. So, but I see a few principals that I used to work for, and Roseville is just like a family for me, and I really enjoy working here. Thank you.
And next up, we have Dan O'Sullivan. Dan is an icon in the district. He's probably been in more schools than most people, for sure. I think, are we splitting you with, is it 4 now? 3 others, so he's in a total of 4. Dan is our social worker, and so he deals with some of the issues that we have with adolescents as well as his elementary students. And he, it's great to know that I can call on him for whatever we need. He's so talented, so knowledgeable, and that aspect, the special needs, is such a critical aspect these days. And not to mention all the paperwork that he's got to do. But a lot of people don't realize the amount of time that goes into the IEPs and the functional behavioral assessments and everything else they have to do. So Dan is absolutely a rock I can count on. We really appreciate him, and I know a lot of the principals in the district would echo that. So thank you so much.
I wasn't slighting any building. I just didn't know who to get up with, So I was anxious about that, so I got to improve my coping skills, So I just figured I'd get up with Eastland just because off and on I've probably been there more years than the other 2. But I really appreciate, obviously, all of us looking around and just seeing everybody. And I think I know I can speak for everybody in this room that it's not about us, it's about the kids. And I appreciate the board recognizing all of us, and we all appreciate that. But we'd probably all rather not. We don't need this. It's you're here for a reason, and just looking around. The one real benefit of being in multiple buildings, and maybe just one, but is the fact that you get to know so many people over the years. I mean, there are people that are in one building and don't get to know. I know so many people, and it's that I really appreciate. So,
Craig.
yeah. But anyway, I appreciate the sentiments and the accolades, and thanks again. So.
And next up, we have Ms. Baranski. And Ms. Baranski was at the elementary schools and came to us last year. And she teaches our 8th grade special needs students. She's a co-teacher. So she travels, like Ms. Wojcik does, to the different core classes with her students. So imagine she's coming up to the middle school for the first time. And, the kids change. So they're definitely different to deal with. She's got 4 core subjects to learn. She's in a SIG school, a school improvement grant school, and she's got a very demanding administrator. So she's done a wonderful job. She is such a kind soul. The kids really love her, love being in her classroom. She has a very calming influence on them, and she's doing a great job. And I know sometimes she's shared she's a little overwhelmed, and I tell her, welcome to the club. So, hopefully that set her at ease a little bit. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
My husband and kids are at home, and I just want to thank the board and the administration for everything you've done for us. Thank you.
Next up, we have Betty Klaus. And Betty and I go back a long ways. I taught one of her sons. And she is my counseling clerk at Eastland Middle School. And it's a very demanding job. The office is just buzzing at all times with kids and teachers and parents and administrators demanding things. And then the state, if you've got a computer, you can do it, so they want you to. So, she's done a phenomenal job in the past couple of years learning the job. She helps tremendously with the scheduling of the building. There's so many state reports, but she still finds the time to connect with the students, and she's always representing us, phenomenally with the parents because she is so kind and gentle. So great patience. We love having her, and congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to thank everyone in the school board. I just love working here, and I was raised in Roseville. I attended Huron Park and Burton Junior High and Carl Brablick, and And I worked as a co-op for Mrs. Quadrosi on my senior year, and then I started helping out in the PTO at Fountain, and ended up being president of the PTO, and then started working. I've subbed in every building in the district, and then I ended up with the full-time position at Eastland. So I want to thank everybody so much. Thank you.
Next up, and probably appropriately last on the staff here, Cindy Falkirth. Cindy is our counselor over at Eastland and so much more. She's also my teacher in charge. She sponsors some of our most active clubs. She's involved in all the school activities, and she is someone that the kids know they can come to. As administrator, I really appreciate her because we're out of the building quite a bit for meetings and whatnot, training, and it's nice to know that I have someone back at the building that I can count on to make that great, the critical decisions, that will call me when she needs to, and her and I frequently are staying after work and working on things. So she's just tireless, very dedicated. So I want to really thank her and congratulations, Cindy.
Thank you. I just want to thank everyone in the school board and for allowing me to do what I love. And, when I look back to the type of student that I was way back when, you would have never known that I would be a counselor. And I've just morphed into this, and I truly relate to, all of our students. And I hope to continue to do this for a while. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Rice. I'm the principal at Roseville Middle School. I want to thank everybody for your years of dedication and hard work here. I just want to say generally, I look at the 4 people who showed up from my building of the 8 that could have been honored here tonight. And about all of you, I want to say that I'm really proud to have you guys around. Being on a SIG school staff is a different kind of experience. And unless you've done it, unless you've fought the battles and been in the fights and in the trenches, it's very difficult to explain or understand. But looking at all of you, I just want to say thank you. It has not been an easy experience. It's been a changing experience, whether it be life-changing or career-changing. It hasn't been easy with me. It hasn't been easy with the state. But I think we're all better for it. And every one of you, I appreciate you so much for what you've been doing for 3 years with us, and Stacy for 1 year with us. Very important people for our school. What I'm going to do is just introduce you. I'd like you to come up and tell your years of service and who you brought with you tonight. So the first with us is Migdalia Bowersock, and she is our Spanish teacher and math teacher.
All right, my family couldn't be here with me tonight, but I do see some colleagues that I worked with at the high school, and thank you for your help and support up there, former students, and thank you especially to the board and administration. Thank you. Oh, I've been here 10 years.
I know, sorry.
I'm learning to pause as they make it through the line. Stacy Earl, could you come up, please?
I just want to thank administration for 10 wonderful years. It's been, you kind of grow up here, so to speak, and so when people refer to it as a family, it really is a family. My kids are here tonight with me, and I had my son my first year here teaching, so I feel they've invested it as well. So thank you, the two of you. I owe them a treat later, so.
Next up is Kim Lucian.
I wasn't sure what to stand up for, but I think mostly it was Roseville Junior High. I have split a lot of time at Eastland too, and so I've been kind of on both sides for a while. 20 years ago, wow, where'd the time go? I met my second husband, fell in love, and started at Roseville. So I'm an art teacher. I have taught everything from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Now I'm 6th, 7th, and 8th. I have always tried to be an art advocate for my kids and represent them as best I can. I came by teaching honestly. My mom was a great teacher. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to get teary-eyed. My husband is with me tonight. The one that gave you such a hard time about vacations, Becky, early on. Why does she have to go on vacation when every other teacher is, you know? And my beautiful daughter, who is also a teacher in another district, Kristen, and my wonderful son, Michael, who is a financial consultant, if anyone needs help. So, anyway, thank you to the board. You guys, I have felt your love and your support for many years, and all the different principals that I have worked for. I hope that you have tolerated me and my outspokenness, but I guess you have. I'm still here, so.
The last representative we have here from Roseville Middle School is Miss Jenny Rose. And I lied. I am going to say one thing about Jenny, and this is not to slight anybody else in this room. I've been with the district now, I don't know, 17 or 18 years. I've seen a lot of teachers. I've been in a lot of classrooms. And the last 3 years have carried me all over the state to see what works, what doesn't work, what's good and is not good. And all the teachers in this room, you should feel very good about having Jenny guide you in your endeavors in the union. I will say this, I begged her not to take the job. Jenny and I were not friends. I didn't know her before this, so in all sincerity, I get a chance to say it in front of our bosses and in front of her people who she represents. Jenny is she's the best person I've ever seen in a classroom. So I just wanted to lead in with that.
This is my 20th year in the district. After that intro, I'm going to start crying. And I didn't even have to pay you for that either. Oh, wait, that'll come later. Okay. I wanted to thank the board, too, for everything, especially recently settling. We really do appreciate it. Who knows what the next 20 years will bring? Thank you.
Jenny and all our union people here. For all of us, I'm very proud of you.
Good evening, Pete Hedmark, Roseville High School. I'd like to say I'd like to follow Mr. Rice's lead. I thought he did that in a very, very efficient manner. The high school staff, you're fantastic people. You work very hard. I know every teacher in this district from pre-K through K or through 12th grade works very, very hard. These folks deal with students that come in 13 and 14 years old in the 9th grade, up to 18, 19, and 20 as seniors. The whole range of maturity. They come in as babies, they go out as young men and women, and these folks deal with so many different things on a daily basis. I can't thank them enough. We've worked very hard at Roseville High School. We've certainly changed the culture at Roseville High School. The last 4 years with this group that came in as freshmen, they're going out as seniors, you can see a huge difference in their maturity, and it's thanks to the hard work from these sort of people. It's tireless, and it's filled with a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and some sadness. And I'm certain that tonight they have papers to grade and data director sheets to bubble in and things of that nature, so I'm going to move it along. First, I'd like to start with Mr. Crow. Are you on the list or are you on the wall? Well, you're throwing me off. I'm about to start going. Okay, thank you very much. Amy Sperry, math teacher, and she is joined tonight. by her lovely daughter. I'll let Miss Sperry introduce her. Miss Sperry is not only a math teacher, she's also a certified lifeguard trainer and assists with that role even while she's in the math classroom. We appreciate her very much. Amy?
I just wanted to thank everyone for all of the support and opportunity and helping me grow as a teacher as well as an individual. Not only have I learned from all of you, but from our students as well. And I have my daughter, Isabel. Isabel, stand up. Most people know Isabel. Thank you.
Mr. King is our science department chair. He is a member of our school improvement committee. He coaches the quiz bowl. He works extremely hard in that science department, shepherding the whole group. We appreciate his efforts, and I've worked with Mr. King and known him for 25 years.
Yeah, my kids weren't able to make it, but they'd love to be here. They're playing video games or something instead. They don't know what they're missing. No, but 25 years is a long time. That's more than half my life. Way more than half my life. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago when I was walking in and all these old people are around. And 3 years ago, I walk in after that big retirement, and I'm looking for the old people. And of course, it's dawned on me, oh no, I'm the old people now. But you know what? I can't see it. I can't see myself not doing anything else, and I'm really grateful. So thank you.
It was 20 years I've known Mr. King. Oh, it's 25. Mr. Hanson. Mr. Hanson is a phenomenal math teacher. I believe he is an institution in Roseville Community Schools. According to Mr. Hanson, you're not allowed to graduate unless you've had him. So we're either going to make his class sizes a lot larger, or we're going to just work some kids back through. So, Mr. Hanson.
Thank you very much. 10 years ago when I started, I was put into 8th grade math. And at that time, all I really wanted to do was teach high school. But then as I grew into it, I taught 8th grade, 7th grade, I had advanced classes, I had remedial classes, I had everything. And after 6 years, when it was time to move up to the high school, as I had wished, I didn't want to go. So after getting used to the new system, I'm really happy where I am now, and it's been a real pleasure to have served a decade. I'm flying solo here tonight, but I'd like to thank the Board of Education, all the administrators with whom I've worked, my colleagues, and especially all the parents and students for allowing me to do what I enjoy. Thank you very much.
Sue Ferguson. Sue Ferguson was down on the list as a parapro for the middle school. She's housed in the middle school, but technically Miss Ferguson is our parapro for the hospitality management program at Roseville High School. Miss Ferguson is a master baker, a master cake decorator, and she has brought an unbelievable flair to the L.B. Williams room. We appreciate her very much, especially the desserts. And Miss Ferguson, thank you for your hard work.
Let's see. I am a Roseville kid, and I started my kindergarten at MacArthur Elementary School. And I went through 6th grade, and I left, and they tore it down. And so I go to Burton, and I get through Burton, and I left, and they tore it down. So hopefully, so far they haven't torn Roseville High School / middle school, whatever you want to call it. But I'm really happy to work with the kids, work with the board, and to coin a phrase from somebody other than me, but I'm going to steal it. If you truly love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Mr. David Clulo. Mr. Clulo has been in the district for 20 years. Of those 20 years, I've worked with him for 18. Started with him at Eastland. We're working together at the high school. Does a great job. He's been a school improvement chair. He has been a social studies department chair, social studies teacher, and recently we have named him lunchroom supervisor for life. With good reason. So, Mr. Clulo, thank you very much for your hard work, and we appreciate you being at Roseville High.
When they say that working in Roseville is family, for me, it is definitely true, and I want to thank you for that. I would like to recognize my wife, Kathy, who works at Steeland, and my son, Nathan, who's here tonight. Thank you for this night of recognition. I really appreciate it. And I just want to jump on something that Pete just said, that we have worked together for 18 years, and honestly, I can't imagine for working for anybody else. He has made those 18, 20 years the best of my career. So thank you.
Before everybody goes, we have a special thing we'd like to talk about, but I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Basil. She does it so well.
Actually, we have 2 additional recognitions that we'd like to offer tonight that were not on the list, but both very, very worthy of your attention. I'd like to start with Mr. Denning. Could you come down?
Surprise!
Incredibly, the law firm that Doug Denning is a part of has represented the school district of Roseville for 75 years. Now,
You don't look that old.
my friend, the history teacher, can tell you the names of all the people in the practice over time. I can't do that, but I know that Doug and his current partner, Ron Grieve, have been tremendous asset to us in so many ways. That's the phone we pick up when there's a question we need help with, an answer we need solved. And so on this evening of recognition, we wanted to share this moment for you, Doug.
Before I give it to Doug, I just want to say it says congratulations on over 75 years of dedicated legal services to the schools, students, and staff of Roseville Community Schools. Your loyalty and friendship will always be appreciated. So now that he's all red, we're going to make him talk now.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of all of you to give me this recognition, and the firm, and all of my predecessors in the firm. I started in Roseville in high school, cleaning the Roseville Theater building for Judge Zadkoff, who had taken over when Judge Cashin moved into 39th District Court. And then when Judge Zadkoff and Russ LaBarge's father, Russ Sr., passed away, he asked my father to come out to Roseville. And so that kind of started the firm. And I've continued in Roseville. And I still clean the office on the weekends. But being part of Roseville and working in Roseville and working with everybody in Roseville has been one of the greatest experiences of my life. I love everybody here. I love everybody on the board. And I couldn't have passed up this opportunity for anything. I thank everybody.
Yep. Okay. One more. Actually, this particular individual is celebrating 2 anniversaries this year. One of them is 45 years of teaching or working in the Roseville Community Schools. That is a lot of time. It's not as long as Lynn. No, I'll have to say that. But other than Lynn, 45 is a pretty good number. But the recognition that we really thought was even more important to talk to you about tonight is a distinction that he shares with absolutely no one else in this county. And probably we'd have to look around the state quite a bit to find someone who we could say this about. I want you to meet my friend, Mr. John Clement, who's celebrating 25 years as the superintendent in the Roseville schools.
He does. This is presented to John R. Clement in recognition of 25th anniversary as superintendent of the Roseville Community Schools, with gratitude for his continuing dedication and commitment to the students of the district. When I first got on the board 25 years ago, I think my first meeting was July 11th. 2 weeks later, we picked the superintendent, and I thought, boy, as a PTO mom, past president, how am I going to know what to do, how to pick a superintendent? But I think I did pretty good, don't you think?
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to the past board members. Some of them have passed away. I'm kind of broken up. I didn't know this was coming. When I started teaching, probably teaching was my best job ever in Roseville. Better than assistant principal, principal, superintendent. Because in a classroom, you get to know kids. You get to see them every day. You get to know their families. You get to know their likes, your dislikes. And teaching is the best job in the world. Several of you interviewed for jobs, and I was part of that interview process. And when we do interviews, there's a lot of things that we look for. You know, do you know your content area? Do you know the math, science, social studies, language arts? Do you know what you're doing? That's one thing that we look for. But in a half an hour interview, a lot of people can fool you. So the one thing that we look for, and you can tell any future candidates, do you like kids? In that half an hour interview, 45-minute interview, you better convince me that you like kids. And I've had the privilege with working with a great board, great friends and fellow peers, Becky, Mike, Lynn, John, Martha O'Cray, Carol Quadrosi, Leroy Heron, great administrators here in central office. And as I've often said, not probably, number one best thing I ever did in my life was marry my wife. Number two was coming to Roseville. And thank you all.
Well, we made you guys sit long enough, and but we wanted to share our extra things with you tonight. And thank you all again for all you do for us. We are so happy that we have such a great family. As Joe Steelen always said, you guys are family, and it really is the truth. You are a family, so thank you so much. Have a good night.